run our government.
Trust is everything.
Did you know that there are several politicians who have been implicated in criminal activities, which causes raising questions for their suitability for public office? Fellow citizens, now that the election is fast approaching, we gather here today to address the critical issue of who will let run our government. Today, we argue that individuals with criminal records should not hold any positions in the public office. Today, we argue that individuals with criminal records should not hold any position in the public office. It's not about giving second chances, but it's about protecting our government's integrity and the people's well-being. Think of it like this. Let's say there's a doctor who has a history of malpractice. Would you trust them with your health? Or a pilot who has a record of reckless flying. Would you feel safe in their plane? No, right? The same goes with the government. We need people we can trust and who are responsible.
First of all, trust is everything. When the people who rule the nation have a criminal record, it makes us doubt them. This makes our government weak since we always wonder if they will follow the rules or they'll break them again. For instance, the former government officer ran for the highest position and he was elected as the highest government official in our country. But during his administration, he was being impeached because of his corruption scandal and he was convicted of plunder and corruption after his term, but was pardoned by the other highest former government officer after his conviction. Then, he ran again for the highest and other positions. However, people already doubted him to become a leader, and people already had a lack of trust because of what he did. Second, consider the effect on those who seek accountability. When the nation's leaders have a record of criminal activity, the witnesses of their wrongdoings are less likely to come forward. They fear reprisal, knowing that the person they would like to report to may have a history of avoiding the law, or they already mastered how to avoid the consequences of their wrongdoings. This affects silence, which results in corruption and avoid crimes. Third, the entire foundation of our society is threatened. Criminals in positions of authority frequently put self-preservation over the greater good. They may exploit laws to protect themselves, abuse their power to silence opposition, or misuse public monies to profit themselves and their allies. This weakens democracy's fundamental foundations, which state the power should serve the people rather than the other way around.
Some may say and argue that everyone deserves a second chance to redeem themselves, which is true, by the way. But the government or the public office is not a place for redemption. There are a lot of ways to make amends of their past mistakes without holding any positions of power. We must prioritize the integrity of our nation and the well-being of its people rather than the individual's desire for the position. We need leaders who shows integrity, honesty, and a true dedication for public service. We need leaders who inspires us, not doubt. And most importantly, we need leaders who uphold and not break the law. Let us remember that our decision today will create an impact on our nation's future. Let's elect leaders who will defend our interest, who supports our values, and who creates a country that we can be proud of. Let's be clear. Criminal records has no place on the highest offices of our nation. Thank you and God bless.